There has been a lot researched and reported on the importance of purpose in our lives. We now know that having a purpose that matters to us makes our lives more meaningful and builds contentment. The same is true for teams. If we have a shared purpose around what is important, we feel that what we are doing is worthwhile, and it energizes us to go the extra mile together. Many companies are wanting to capitalize on the benefits purpose brings and are working hard on their corporate social responsibility strategies, especially when their purpose is predominantly making money. The current activity and hype around purpose reminds me of when organizations started to introduce values in the 1980s. As with the implementation of organizational values, it can be done badly or with integrity. In my work building resilience in teams, I see the importance of purpose play out in many ways. One thing I've noticed is that purpose is more likely to impact on resilience if it's expected. Charitable organisations are a great example of this. If you join expecting to add value to your community, and you find when you get there that this is inhibited, you often choose to leave. Not being able to realise this purpose tends to create disappointment and fractures resilience. I see a similar version of this in my work with professionals. When budget or other constraints intrude on the professional standards people espouse, they describe the work as lacking integrity. They may choose to leave as they feel they're not adding value in the way they'd hoped. Finally, we need to accept that many people don't have the privilege of a job with meaningful purpose. In these situations, they may work predominantly to fulfill a purpose outside of work. The most extreme example I experienced of this was a manager who hated his job. On the whiteboard in his office, he had a countdown of how many days of school fees he had left to pay before he could leave. While this is an example of how not to do it, we need to acknowledge that not everyone will be fulfilled by a purpose at work. If work does have a motivating why, however, we can capitalize on this to build our personal and team resilience. In jobs which do have a lofty purpose, we need to ensure that the why doesn't get lost in everyday activity. Recently, I worked with a support team in a child protection organisation. While all those in the team had elected to work there as they were passionate about the safety of children, their job had little exposure to what was happening in the field. They decided to develop some visual ways of linking what they did to the impact on children's lives. This meant that they could keep firmly the purpose in view, especially during stressful periods. It helped them know that what they were doing ultimately made a difference to others. And so back to your team now. How clear are you and your colleagues on who you exist to serve, or are members self-serving? If you're a leader, how well are you linking tasks to the bigger picture? What can you do together as a team to keep a focus on the value you add? Remember, having a shared purpose can assist in building resilience in your team.